Thanks for checking out Chamber Web TV. This is Cambridge Votes 2014, a conversation with the candidates for the upcoming October 27th municipal election. I'm Greg DeRoche, your President and CEO of the Cambridge Chamber of Commerce, and it's my pleasure to sit down with Ward 1 candidate Peter Crystal. Peter, how are you?
Not too bad, Greg. Nice to meet you today.
Yeah, it's you've been out banging on doors, breaking your knuckles wide open.
Yeah, we've been starting to hit the campaign trail a little bit, and get some feedback from some of the citizens in Cambridge, and specifically more so some of the citizens in my ward.
I always found that to be the most fun. Campaigns or election processes, especially if you were an incumbent, are a little bit of a pain in the neck because, oh, I got to do this thing again. But, you know, I can tell you, I had so much fun talking to people and meeting new people and, you know.
Oh, and that's the wonderful part.
And actually talking to people who probably don't vote and, you know, who don't know who you are. I would much rather meet someone I don't know or doesn't know who I am, and you know, because we really talk about the generalities. So you're having fun doing it.
Absolutely, it's amazing the type and number of people out there that you get to meet. A lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different viewpoints, especially. Several different viewpoints as to the way people see Cambridge today and how and where they see Cambridge going. Yeah,
well, and I always like you always get the crass one. Oh, you're running for council. I often tell the story of the time when I was campaigning and I knocked on the door and the guy looked at me and he says, I wouldn't vote for you. I'd vote for the devil before I'd vote for you. And I just handed him a pamphlet and said, well, if your friend's not running, consider me.
So true.
In any event, you know, everybody's got their challenges, I suppose. But it is great to get out and meet people. And
absolutely.
What do you think is the most important issue facing Cambridge and other municipalities in Ontario today, Peter?
I would have to say one of the biggest issues today is urban growth, and how quickly our city of Cambridge is growing exponentially. I mean, born and raised in Cambridge, I've seen a huge amount of growth from my younger days to today, and it's absolutely amazing to see where we've gone and truly to see where we're headed. And I think that growth is going to be a huge aspect with the city of Cambridge, with the citizens of Cambridge, and realistically, I think we need to get some good people in council and with the city that can help set the the actual footings and a sound structure for us moving forward as a city in terms of that growth.
I forgot to ask you the very first question. The toughest question would have been why you're running, but I think you've really identified that.
Yeah.
You're really concerned.
Yes.
You've seen that growth, and you need to be a part of that. And
there's a lot of issues we can talk about, but yeah, growth is one of the big ones. Obviously, I'd like to see definitely see some business development. I firmly do believe, with the business development in Cambridge, it's going to mean more jobs, more career choices for our citizens here in town. So.
Yeah, it's all about opportunity.
Absolutely.
It's interesting. Absolutely. We had a conversation the other day with one of the mayoral candidates, and you'll find if you watch them on their debate Thursday night, I believe it's. One of them's very young, and he talks about, we got to create a community that has, good reasons for our youth to stay here.
Absolutely.
And be entrepreneurs or get jobs, and so that means we have to have opportunities. But I can remember when my kids were growing up and saying, Cambridge has nothing to do here. Maybe I'll live somewhere else. And I always worried as a parent, I don't want you to. I want you to live and work here. But we got to create that environment, certainly, where the brightest and best in our own can stay here.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's great. What do you see as the biggest issue in Ward 1?
Greg, I've out talking to people within the Ward 1. I'm hearing a lot of different things from the people in Ward 1. I mean, we've got projects from, anything from updated playground areas in some of our larger parks to obviously, the dam revitalization and the preservation of the dam in Riverside Park. As well as some of the residential growth that has been being put out there in terms of growth out Speedsville Road with the new residential subdivisions, and I'm hearing a lot of different feedback from a lot of people.
You know what though? It's because your ward's very diverse.
Yes,
From
it's-
everything from rural and agriculture
Yeah.
right through to industrial and everything seemingly in between. You know, it's probably, and I think I thought about this a while ago, it's probably the only ward with that diversity.
It's
right
got a
across the
huge
board.
land mass compared to some of the other
Yeah.
wards. I was actually, quite taken by how big the land mass is with the Ward 1.
Yeah, when it was rejigged, I guess, before the last election, it
Yeah.
includes Blair and Riverside Park and of course, you know, for some of your constituents who are up in Ward 1 in Hespeler, they probably don't realize that they share their ward with part of Preston as well, or
Exactly,
Old
yeah.
Preston,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's, I think you do have a number of issues, and you're
Yes.
going to always have a number of issues that are important to ward residents because of that diversity. Frankly, though, the Chamber of Commerce is looking for candidates that have big, bold ideas, and not only take us over the next 4 years, Peter, but beyond.
Right.
What's Peter Crystal's big, bold idea?
And I think the Chamber is going to love this one. Obviously, the biggest, boldest idea I firmly believe on today is to help promote the business development in this community. We do know that that's kind of the wheels and cogs that keeps things going on in Cambridge. So we need to take a look at pushing business development and trying to get other larger corporations and conglomerates to take a look at Cambridge, to locate into Cambridge. Obviously, in doing so, that helps us by promoting them and promoting them to come to Cambridge. It obviously helps us with with jobs and more career choices for our citizens of Cambridge. That's a big thing that's going to keep people in the city of Cambridge. You and I both know we've been here a long time, and we'd love our kids to stay. Well, if we can get some jobs and some career choices for our children here, we can obviously, hopefully, maybe keep some of our kids in this area rather than relocating outside.
And you're absolutely right. The Chamber just loves that idea.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I know you're not saying that just because you're here being interviewed with me. I know you sincerely believe that too.
No, absolutely. I mean, most people, if they haven't looked at some of our platform and our press releases and whatnot, they'll definitely see that as one of our main points with what we are definitely going to be looking at pushing.
That's very good. I think it's critical. It drives everything.
It does. It does.
Our social fabric isn't strong unless we have a strong economic base. After all, it's business is the only sector of society that generates taxes.
Yes.
No other sector, every other sector spends it. And
Correct.
so, I think people need to understand that, and if you want to build that strong, healthy, safe, and socially conscious community, you got to have that strong, vibrant economic component.
Absolutely.
No question.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate your comments. And we'll be right there working with you if you're elected.
Fantastic.
The Chamber, as you know, opposed the LRT, not for reasons that a lot of people think. Not just because it was $1 billion, not, more importantly because we felt it was the wrong technology at the wrong time. And the secondary aspect of that was we knew that type of technology wasn't going to make it into Cambridge in the foreseeable future, if ever, because it's all dependent on ridership. That even Kitchener-Waterloo can't justify the actual ridership to get it. We don't know how they did that. We suspect that they combined the Cambridge riders into the LRT as well, which is a little wrong.
I'm sure they did.
But in any event, however, that's my little opportunity to take a little dig, just so everybody watching this video is aware that I'm still not over it.
Sure.
I'm okay with it because democracy prevailed. But also the fact that Cambridge residents and taxpayers have to pay for it whether we get it or not, I think is a little bit wrong. But that's done. It's here. They're putting the tracks in as we speak. We need to move forward somehow. We've got a government that was elected majority Liberal government. The Premier has said maybe we can speed it up.
Yep.
We do have a member of provincial legislature now who's a part of that government who can maybe help advance that.
Yep.
We do still need to get riders. How do we propose doing things like that to maybe advance that project?
Looking at the LRT system, it's something that was thrown upon us. It was, more or less, it was shoved on us. It really was. A lot of people were against it. A lot of people were for it. I still think that the community is split on that topic of LRT. But let's face it, it's here. Mm-hmm. It's coming. We are still several years out, according to what I do know, that we're probably about another 5 years out on this project. Mm-hmm. Taxpayer dollars are definitely going to be utilized and go towards this program. So my feelings on that, it's very important for us to take a look at what benefits we in Cambridge as a city council and as the citizens can actually drive and get for options of our citizens in Cambridge. Mm-hmm. For this type of service, because it is definitely coming.
Yep, it's here.
Yeah. So we need to really start pushing, pushing forward for the best options available for the citizens of Cambridge. Obviously, LRT coming to the area, it's it may very well as well provide opportunity, mm-hmm. For the citizens, whether it be for commutership, et cetera, to jobs, et cetera, or whatever the case may be. It's definitely something that we have to take a very serious look at, making sure that we in Cambridge get the best options available to us for the money that we're going to be putting out as taxpayers.
Do you think, my next question was on GO, but I think I'll bring it up now in this conversation because, it kind of, no pun intended, it kind of links.
It does.
The plan in Cambridge is to actually have the routing of the LRT, and they'll start with the BRT, the bus rapid system in Cambridge, but connecting that with the proposed GO terminal in Cambridge.
Yep.
My assumption is you would support Cambridge getting GO service, or
Absolutely.
you could be opposed to it, but
Yep.
I assume you're in favor of it. Most people
Yes.
are. If we had two-way all-day GO service, that obviously could, drive the ridership numbers up for public transportation to bring LRT here. But what other impact could it have potentially on Cambridge?
When you're talking the GO service, I mean, again, it's another project that I think is very early on. I mean, we do know from census tabulations, going back to 2011, that, Cambridge has approximately 5,300 commuters that would definitely utilize that service. We know Kitchener from census tabulations has a little over 4,000. So between the two cities, we've got about 10,000 people that would utilize the GO service on a day-to-day basis rather than face the turmoil with the 401 corridor that they're doing now. Mm-hmm. So I do think that it would definitely be a positive service. I do think that it would end up having some usage, and I'm hoping that more people, as that project come into play, more people would see the benefits of it rather than hopping in the vehicle, getting on the 401 corridor, maybe utilizing that service to go down and see a Blue Jays game. Yep. Or a Maple Leafs hockey game, or back and forth to to the GTA and the Toronto corridor, via for work, etc.
I haven't, I've actually never taken a GO, and primarily because any meetings that I have in downtown Toronto are usually at Queen's Park or at the Ontario Chamber, which is close to Queen's Park. It'd be really convenient because GO goes right into Union Station. I'd just be a quick little subway ride, or even a nice gentle walk on a summer day uptown. But it's just never been convenient to pull off the 401, try and find a parking spot, jump on a GO train. It just didn't make sense to me. I think, though, if we had GO service two-way all day from Cambridge, I think they'd find a new customer in me because I would have the ability to go down for my meeting in the morning and come back by lunch hour. And that's all I want. I want the convenience. Right now, the convenience is sitting in my car. Even if it's 2 hours, it's still more convenient. So I think they need to not just look at the census data as to what would use it, but the potential of new users like me who might use it. And I think there'd be lots of it.
Well, the benefits as well that come with that. I mean, if that particular program was to come into Cambridge, et cetera, the benefits I think are huge. I mean, you're going to have people, I mean, we do know we have citizens now that commute back and forth daily, towards Toronto for work or for whatever other purposes. I think that we very well could see other people who may want to relocate from some of the larger metropolitan
Yeah.
areas, may want to relocate to Cambridge because of the benefit of that service for
think
them
you're
for
right.
work or whatever. You know, them relocating to Cambridge is going to mean, you know, more residential expansion. But it's a good thing because it's going to be
More taxes.
bringing more taxes, more people locating and raising their families here. And,
Yeah.
and, you know, let's face it, we are a family-oriented community,
Yeah,
and
for
we
sure.
want to keep that. That's
Yeah.
that's our deep roots.
Yeah, yeah, there's no question about that. I think it's really an interesting subject. I think, you know, your census data that you brought out still perplexes me, that how did Kitchener get it before we got it, when, you know, actually the census data will show you there's more people in Cambridge that would use it than Kitchener, but,
Yes.
oh well. You know, it's all political, Peter, and you're gonna find out what that's like, maybe. Anyway, Peter, where do you see Cambridge in 25 years?
You know, that question I've been pondering in my head off and on. I mean, there's so many different facets and ideals to where we may or may not be.
Decisions we make today are gonna affect that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one of the big decisions, I think, to help affect that, we need to get more of our younger people involved with a lot of stuff. Overall, 25 years from now, I see Cambridge as one of the best darn cities in all of Southwestern.
Of course, we're the center of the universe.
Absolutely. We've got so much going for us here,
Yeah.
being on a 401 corridor. Work, jobs, business, community, deep roots, fabulous history. I just think, you know,
A
Cambridge
downtown core that is just a knockout, like the golf
Absolutely.
course is beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, if we can continue to keep growing on those positive points to Cambridge, sky's the limit to what we'll have and be able to make available for our kids and our kids' kids.
Yeah,
Down
no,
the road.
I would agree. I would absolutely agree. Peter, I want to tell you, I'm really excited about this election. We're the most progressive and innovative community in the region of Waterloo, apparently. We're even the most high-tech community in the region of Waterloo, in spite of the fact that Blackberry was made just a few miles away. But Cambridge is the only municipality that's decided to do online and telephone voting out of the entire region.
Yeah.
You know, I'm excited about this because, quite frankly, I look at the internet as being over 25 years old. It's the 21st century. I do my banking online. I could even do investments online. I do lots of things that are secure and private online.
Yeah.
I should be able to vote online. So on October the 11th, I'm going to sit down, take a picture of me late at night with my pajamas, doing my duty and voting, and I'm going to post it on Facebook and let everybody know. I'm excited about it. How about you?
Absolutely. The best thing that the city could have done was getting online voting and even the telephone voting. Our younger people today, those are the ones that we need out there to vote. They're the ones that are going to be carrying on for us. They're the ones that are going to be making the difference. We need our younger people out there, and with the young people today, we do know online is everything to them.
Yep.
That is the way they communicate. That is the way they talk to each other. And I think going the online route, fantastic. The phone route, fantastic, because we've got a lot of senior citizens, a lot of mobility challenged people. I think it's a great opportunity for them to be able to get their vote out there, and they can stay in the comforts of their own home.
Yeah. I just hope it increases voter turnout.
I think we'll definitely see it.
I think
I really
we
do.
probably will.
Yeah.
Peter, any final words for the voters of Ward 1?
Peter Crystal, your crystal clear choice for Ward 1. Make your decision count on October the 27th.
Or on October the 11th to the 25th, you can go online with Peter and I
Absolutely.
and exercise your right as well. That's great.
Absolutely.
Thanks very much, Peter.
Great.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for checking out Chamber Web TV. This is Cambridge Votes 2014, a conversation with the candidates for the upcoming October 27th municipal election. Again, I'm Greg DeRocher, and it's been my extreme pleasure to sit down with Ward 1 candidate, Mr. Peter Crystal. All the best.
Greg, pleasure.